Welcome to a new eAcademy episode dedicated to the wireless systems. Today we will continue discussing the topic of how to check the level of radio signal sent from wireless devices. This time we will use the diagnostic tool available from the DLoad 10 program level. What do we need for that? A PC computer with Windows operating system, a USB RS converter for connecting to the computer and programming, the DLoad 10 program that can be downloaded for free from our website, a Versa or Integra series control panel, in this case it will be the Versa Plus with enclosure and transformer, an ACU 270 controller, and an AMD 100 wireless magnetic detector. We will omit describing the device connection method and identification process, as we have already discussed it in the previous episodes. At this point, we draw your attention to a very important thing. For the ACU 270 controller to work with the Versa control panel, you must set the controller's switch number 8 to the on position. Let's start by establishing connection between the controller and the computer. To do this, run the DLoad 10 program. In the File menu, select the New Device command, then ACU 100 Wireless Systems Controller. A window will open with a list of wireless devices. In the case of factory default settings, the list is empty. In the upper left corner of the window, below the program icons, the Not Connected information is displayed in a yellow background. It means that the controller has failed to connect to the computer and the program. You can initiate this connection after establishing the COM port through which the USB RS converter has connected to the computer. You can check it, for example, in the Windows Device Manager. Then, in the Communication menu, select the Configuration command. In the window that opens, select the Port RS232 tab. In the Port RS232 field, indicate the correct COM port, and in the baud rate field, set the maximum speed at 115,200. Click on the OK button to confirm the data entered. Now, click on the COM port icon in the main program window at the bottom right-hand corner. When the DLoad 10 program establishes connection with the controller, the icon will turn green. When the process of reading data from the devices starts, the color of the icon will change alternately between green and yellow. Additionally, at the top left-hand corner of the window, information about connection to the wireless system controller and its version number will be displayed on a green background. Click on the New Device button. In the New Device window that opens, enter the AMD 100 detector serial number. According to the command displayed in the window, close and open the tamper contact of the device. When the serial number and the name of the detector are displayed in the appropriate fields, click on the OK button to confirm the read data. Repeat these steps if you want to add further wireless devices that will work in the system. In our case, it will be only the AMD 100 magnetic detector. Now we can proceed to check the level of radio signals by using the DLoad 10 program. To do this, click on the Diagnostics icon in the main window of the DLoad 10 program. A window will open with tabs showing the level of radio signal from the wireless devices of the system. In the Current Level tab, a chart showing the quality level of the signal received by the controller from wireless devices will be displayed. An important note: this information is being monitored in real time, which means that each change in the signal value is updated immediately. What can you read from this chart? You can see what the average value is of the so-called radio signal-to-noise ratio in light blue color. If the value of interference increases, the shape of the presented signal changes. The chart also shows the devices enrolled into the controller, each red pulse meaning one device. You can also read how many other wireless devices the controller can see within its range, even if they are not our devices. Each blue pulse means one device. And now we would like to talk about the radio signal propagating in space. Imagine balls being thrown against a fence made of wire netting. If the net meshes are large enough, most of the balls will pass through to the other side. However, if the mesh size is only a little larger than that of the balls, most of them will bounce off the net and fall to the ground. It is much the same with the radio signal. If it propagates in open space free from buildings, natural obstacles, etc., it will travel from the transmitter to the receiver without problems. Therefore, manufacturers of radio devices usually specify their range for operation in the so-called open area, where the signal will not encounter any obstacles. However, if the radio devices are located inside a building, the radio signal propagating from them may be limited. It depends, for example, on the thickness of the walls, the type of material from which they are made, their moisture, as well as the reinforcement used in them. The presence of high and low voltage installations inside or outside the walls may additionally decrease the radio signal. Operating wireless devices can be compared, for example, to using mobile phones. Note that sometimes the signal is lost during conversation. However, as soon as you turn around or change your position, the signal range improves. Therefore, it is worth remembering that sometimes it is enough to move your device just some 10 to 20 centimeters to get a significant improvement in signal. The device must not be permanently installed until you obtain the optimal level of the radio signal. To sum up, the radio signal from the transmitter will reach the receiver without any obstacles if the conditions required for the operation of wireless devices are met. And that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. We invite you to watch the new episode of E-Academy. See you soon.